Notice how America's always in somebody's business? We can't go 5 minutes without sticking our nose in another country's affairs, dropping bombs, funding coups, or sending troops, all while people right here at home are struggling to survive. And the craziest part? We keep falling for the same excuse every single time. Let's be real, America doesn't fight for freedom. It fights for money. War is a business. And the US government? Well, they're the world's biggest arms dealer. Think about it. How do we always have trillions for war, but not enough for healthcare, housing, or education? How come when we ask for student loan relief, they tell us to work harder, but when war breaks out, they suddenly find billions overnight? It's because war isn't a last resort. It's a paycheck for the defense industry, the private security firms, and the politicians who get fat campaign checks from weapons manufacturers. They don't care who dies, as long as the money keeps rolling in. You ever know how the US only spreads democracy in countries with oil, lithium, or strategic military importance? But when it comes to actual oppressive regimes, we look the other way. Let's not forget the US has funded, trained, and armed some of the worst dictators in history. Saddam Hussein, we backed him in the 80s. The Taliban, they were literally trained by the CIA. America's government creates the enemies, and then it later pretends to fight them. Every time a conflict spirals out of control, America acts shocked, like it wasn't in the background pulling the strings the entire time. Remember Libya? We bombed that country to hell, helped overthrow Gaddafi, then dipped. And now they have open-air slave markets. But do you see the US stepping in to fix it? Nope. Or how about Afghanistan? 20 years, trillions spent, thousands dead. Just for the US to pull out and let the Taliban take back control in weeks. 20 years. For what? For the defense contractors to get rich off of blood money, while soldiers come home with PTSD and broken promises. That's what war means to America. Profits over people. And the worst part? We're playing world police while our own country is crumbling. Roads are falling apart. People are skipping meals just to afford rent. Schools don't even have enough books. But somehow we got billions to fund another war? People in Flint, Michigan still don't have clean water. Homelessness is skyrocketing. Mass unalivings are just part of the background noise now. They don't even report on all of them anymore. But instead of fixing these problems, our government is out here arming another foreign country for a war that we shouldn't even be in. America can't stay in its lane. As long as war keeps making rich people richer, we're going to always be in somebody else's business. But the real question is, how long are we going to let them keep telling us the same lies? How many lives have to be lost before we say enough?